My watch is buzzing because we went live. Hooray! Let's verify.
Louise. Really?
Meow.
Literally, as soon as you said that, she meowed.
That's right. It's me, Cat Whisperer.
Time for food.
Come on. You know the access point by now. Like, I need to put your calls like every 2 weeks, baby girl.
But why? I'm a baby. Look at me.
These are ridiculous.
Look at my face. It's a baby.
I said my cat's just sleeping in a crate next to me.
Yeah.
She's been passed out all day.
Sleeping on her windowsill box, which I showed Boston last week that she was having the time of her life on her window box.
Yep.
But no, apparently now Boston said, let's go live. Now it's time for, I need to get all of the attention
Beard
in the
kisses.
world.
No, she knows when we're live to the internet, and now she wants her moment.
Uh-huh. My wife wants to get one of those cat boxes that suctions to the windows
Mm-hmm.
for our cats, and I am terrified that is not going to work out the way she thinks it's going to.
It's not.
I mean, if you got small cats, sure.
No, we do. Well, my cat Vivian here, probably she's pretty light. The other cat that we got, Suki, is even lighter than her.
Mm-hmm.
But like the other one, Eli, no, that cat is huge.
The big dude.
My daughter has started calling him Potato because when he lays down on the ground, he just looks like a giant potato.
That's great. Hey, Pharaoh.
I think he's got like ragdoll or something in him too, because whenever you pick him up, he just goes limp.
He's just bleh.
Yeah, just doesn't care.
That's right, Pharaoh. We all love Louise.
And not as much as Louise loves Louise, apparently.
It's true. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Sure. I got nothing this week, but sure.
Yeah, ditto. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Howdy, with my kitty cat Louises.
Hi, Louise. And the Nymph.
Hello.
Patreon.com/E1M1.
The meows are meows. I mean, ones and numbers.
Get all the cool early access behind the scenes stuff over there. If you want to hear us talking about a classic food cast, you listen to the Outcast this week as our weekly patron exclusive uncensored outtakes episode. It gathers all the stuff we talk about before we go live. It's usually like all the non-video game stuff that's going on in our lives. It captures the stuff between segments that we do when we're live and the titles at the end, because that's kind of always my favorite part of the episode. That's exclusive over there at the $2 or higher tier. You also get early access to We Roguelike It, the show where Moon and I are just playing way too many roguelikes. It's a real problem.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but kind of maybe not, because roguelikes are great. Most roguelikes are great. We've played a couple stinkers here and there. And Critical Misses, show where Moon and I are going through all the media hits we've missed. We're diving into a longer season right now, and we're two episodes into that. Don't forget, there's a patron exclusive episode for the $5 or higher tier for Critical Misses, our production meeting episode, where we talk about kind of preparing the upcoming season, figuring out future seasons, doing psychic damage to each other with troublesome season ideas, the usual sort of stuff.
Yeah.
All of that and more can be found at patreon.com/E1M1.
Ones and numbers.
Louise is sticking her face all up Moonbeer's nose. Oh my goodness. Yeah. All right.
It's also the fact that she has ridiculously long whiskers.
Oh,
so, when she turns her head sideways, they just go straight in my mouth, eyeballs, nose, wherever.
Yeah.
Up your nose, she's tickling your brain back there.
Yeah, wherever they want to go. All right, Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Okay, let me just wake up my tablet here because apparently it went to sleep. It's not, Louise isn't the only thing that's comfortable, if you know what I'm saying.
Cat jokes.
Okay. Scroll past critical misses. Okay. I only really played 2 games this week. Game number 1, which is the longer one, is MLB The Show. So I have continued to play MLB The Show. It continues to be an MLB game.
This is the show 22, correct?
Yes, 22 specifically, not 19 or 20, whatever the last hotness was that I got full gamer score on.
Right.
That's, what I'm doing is trying to get my full gamer score. It's fun. I hit the balls, it goes crack, it goes out the park. My guy does strange dances as it goes down the plates. It's,
Right.
Joe Random is nothing if not fun.
I was going to say, did you grab your Game Pass perks for the game?
I did grab my 10 bonus packs. Thank you very much.
Oh, whatever they were. Your pen packs, bat packs.
It's card packs, dude. It's baseball cards. Come on. It's like the OG card game. Come on.
That's right.
Thank you for the wonderful segue, though.
Oh.
Yes. Because I'm a moron, I don't think to myself, oh, I got this really rare card. I'm going to put him in my Diamond Dynasty, even though there is no achievement for it, so I'm probably not going to play Diamond Dynasty. So at the end of the day, he doesn't matter for me. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't. I think I talked about this specific card last week. It was like the anime-inspired card.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like my first baseman's got like this really cool anime design where it looks like he's a Super Saiyan swinging a bat at a ball. It's really cool, the art design. So I was going through and I was like, well, I'm going to fill out a couple of the collections just for something to do, kind of thing. Take a break from the hitting and the swinging, and fill out some collections and then go back to the hitting and the swinging. So I was going through, filling out some collections, which basically, for those of you who have never played an Ultimate Team or the equivalent, the filling out of the collections is like, oh, hey, you have this card. Once you insert it into this collection, you can no longer sell this card because it is yours. It's like taking that card and putting it in a book. Or for my UK folks, it's like taking that sticker and sticking it in your sticker book, which is what we used to do with our quote-unquote cards, which are actually stickers.
So it's in your collection permanently.
Exactly.
Right.
So then you can't sell it. So I was hemming and hawing about this anime dude that I had.
As we all do.
And I was like, yes. If there's ever something to hem and haw about, it's anime, let me tell you.
That's right.
Actually, it's anime and wrestling. They're the two things to hem and haw about.
I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Dude.
I mean, they're so close to being the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
They are the same thing. Literally, the stories have been told, and it's been told in video games, anime, and wrestling. That's the 3 formats.
The hero's journey.
Yes. So I was looking at him, and I wasn't too sure what to do. So I thought, well, I wonder how much I would get him if I sold him on the in-game store.
Okay.
So there's 2 options. You can quick sell, which is just a blanket sell back to the computer and nothing happens. Or, and this is what I actually really like, is they have done basically a user-based marketplace where you can choose a card, set what you're willing to pay for that card, and then if somebody else has that card and then chooses the sell option, you can sell it to the highest bidder for that amount, and it just automatically buys it for you. You don't have to put it on the marketplace and bid for it and hope you win the bidding war.
Kind of like...
Wait, is this like a legit auction house?
Yeah, it's like not real money,
I thought
in-game currency.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were just selling it to the comic book guy in the game.
Yeah, like the shop
selling it to actual other people.
It sounds kind of like the Forza Horizon auction house, as it's kind of evolved over the games. We're sort of like, hey, I want this car. I'm willing to pay like 1.5 million credits for it. If you see one, just scoop it up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And so I was like, okay, what's the highest sell now offer? And the highest like buy now offer, I should say, was 140,000 stubs,
Oh my.
which I realize probably means nothing. So I did check. 150,000 stubs is $100.
Wow. Okay.
So I sold my weird anime dude from first base for
Uh-huh.
150,000 stubs.
Nice. Now you're
And
rich.
with that money, I then promptly bought a pack of 50 packs.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Okay.
You're deep in the system now.
Turn
Which
one
was-
card into 500.
That was 75,000 stubs, to give you an idea.
Wow. Okay.
So I literally got rid of my anime dude and I bought myself a pack of 50 packs. And then I realized it was 2 a.m. and I was like, no, I'm going to bed. I can open these a different day.
Can't crack these packs
So I
right
did.
now.
I came back the next day, yesterday. I came back the next day and I opened my 50 packs. And the second card I got was a Diamond Anime First Baseman guy.
Nice.
So I literally got the same dude I
Welcome
just
back,
sold,
buddy. So good.
At which point I did promptly put him in my collections and then just be like, done. I'm done. I'm not selling you again to some other rube who spent $100
That's right.
to get fake currency just so they can get this guy. Like, no,
I'm
not
gonna
doing that.
stop the cycle.
Yeah, but I still have 66,000 stubs, and
Mhm.
there's another like pack of 50 with my name on it, just waiting there for me to get to like work the currency a little bit and get some stuff, which
Right.
I'll get really quickly anyway because the new season just started, and I'm doing Road to the Show mode, so I'm getting experience and stubs and everything else from doing that.
Okay.
So I'm like a couple of hours away from getting myself another 50 packs.
That's right. Another anime guy.
If I get another anime guy, I might just die because it's just like, well, what?
He's
Fine.
printing money.
Well, printing stubs, which
That's
is
right.
a great name for currency, by the way.
That is. Yeah.
But it's it's fun. I'm having a good time playing it. I'm having fun. Just literally, I'm annoyed because one of the achievements is glitched, which is annoying.
Mm.
Which is one of the dynamic difficulty achievements. So now I've got to
Oh,
figure out how
bummer.
to reset the dynamic difficulty so I can go back to it again, which is
Right.
fantastic. I did get my pinpoint pitch perfect pitching achievement. There's a lot of pitching in that word, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I'm actually a pitcher and a catcher, not just one or the other.
Right.
Grown-up jokes!
God. Ask your parents. Please don't.
Just don't. But there was an achievement for using the stupid, I'm going to swing back with the stick, swing up with the stick, hold it, yank down with the stick to do a fastball like
Oh, right.
this stick motion.
Quarter
pitching.
circle.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we're LARPing. Lightning bolt.
You actually have to like strike somebody out with one of those pitches, executing the pitch perfectly while you catch them watching, which means they can't swing with the ball when you strike them out.
Oh, wow.
So I've literally just been doing my career on the easiest pitching difficulty while just like swinging away.
Right.
Swinging away. Fair arranged in chat with a good veto shot right there.
Just that was what I was laughing about.
Uh-huh.
She put a title in there and it vetoed it immediately. Good call.
Yep. But you know,
Or is
it's
veto
fun.
part of the title.
Oh.
Yes. It has been a very good switch my brain off and like listen to the clackety clacks noises of clackety clacks and poots as the ball hits the glove or my bat hits the ball out the park, whatever. It's done me well this week while I haven't had time or willpower or effort to do anything else. So yeah, again, it's Game Pass. Give it a shot if you're interested in baseball, even if you're not like me, because I don't care about baseball one bit, and I
Mhm.
still have fun with this. I actually learn more about baseball from playing the video game than I do from ever watching the game.
Right.
So there is an achievement for hitting a home run with a starting pitcher,
Okay.
and it's called like Fly Shote Fly or whatever. It's named after the guy who's on the cover art this year.
Mm-hmm.
I am enrolled to the show as a starting pitcher, and also as a fielder. So I do both plays. I switch, one might say.
Oh, boy.
Plays both sides of the field, one may also say.
Right.
Just keep going until Boston gets
entendres,
really,
one might say.
Yeah.
Really gets mad. Yeah. But every single time they put me in as a pitcher, they never put me in as a batter. They always replace me with the DH. And it's like, DH is designated hitter, for those of you who don't know baseball terminology.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's like, no, dude, I want my achievement.
I need to do this too.
Pitching, let me hit, please.
Right.
Thank you.
I can do both.
I literally chose this role to do that.
Right.
And we're second from bottom in the league, and the only reason we're not bottom is because when you put me in as a pitcher, I throw perfect games because the difficulty is on easy right now.
Right.
Is it one of those things where there's like some setting that you have to adjust or anything, or is it just you just happen to get the short end of the roll call?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. There's a bunch of achievements related with doing specific things, so I'm just going to keep playing it, and I'll get them eventually. This is one of the few occasions where I'm not just going to jump straight to TA and be like, okay, how can I most efficiently get every single achievement in this game? Because I don't want to pull the FIFA thing and like go in and have an exhibition as Liverpool versus Accrington Stanley. Who are they? And like literally bang in 6 past them in 2 minutes just to get a whole bunch of achievements and then quit the game.
Yeah, you're like min-maxing
your...
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to do that right now, so I'm fine. We're not doing it, and I'm just going to play the game how it's quote-unquote meant to be played.
Yeah.
By making some poor Rude pay almost $100 for a card I don't care about in a game that means nothing to me.
Oh, boy.
Like, it's a little bit stupid.
Yep.
But yeah, MLB The Show 22. It's fine. Play it, whatever, or don't. My final game this week is Risk of Rain.
Cool.
1 or 2?
2. I should say 1 and 2, but 1 is currently playing in the other room. Ow, thanks, Louise.
Goodbye, cat.
Yeah. 1 is currently on in the other room because I realized I have 2 achievements left to get in that game, which is fun.
Oh boy, which of the 2 nightmare achievements is it?
Actually, it's not that bad. The one I've got to get is one of the character unlocks.
Okay.
The blob something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. One of the like last 1 or 2 you need, like one of the not the unlocks in Risk of Rain 1. None of them are really hard. It's just a lot of like, oh, you need to go into this specific version of this level and go to this bottom corner and go through the lava and go there and fight this dude. Then you'll unlock him. It's like, I would have never found that.
Yep. So that is what I'm doing now. Is I've got 1 achievement to get that character, and then my only other achievement, because there's only like 12 in Risk of Rain 1.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying.
Yeah.
Is to die 50 times.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the Drowning Whorls one. But yes, the die 50 times one is sort of like...
I killed the walls months ago.
Right.
Like,
oh, don't worry, they're all dead. Yeah, the die 50 times one is weird.
I still have the artifact activated to let me select my items, so I can specifically aim for the knockback roll for the stupid spinny things.
Right.
Walls, wells, ice cream.
Whorls. I think it's WHORLS. Whorls.
But yeah, I drowned all those long time ago. Now it's like die 50 times is ridiculous. Because looking at my progress bar, I've died like 12 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. And
is there anything special about how you have to die, or is it just legit
no, just die?
Just die.
You can do it on the first level if you like jump from too high, or you let some of the lizard men chomp you at the very beginning, but it's a lot of like All right, I'm going to stay in here. You guys are going
to
bite me for 2 minutes, and then I died. Oh, no. That's number 13. Let's put on a podcast.
Oh, that sounds
horrific.
horrific.
Hit A again.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to hit A again.
That's right.
Hit A again.
And it's not really that bad, because, like, I feel like if you haven't played a lot of roguelikes, then Risk of Rain 1 is probably going to be very, very difficult, and that will probably come pretty naturally. But if you played like any 2D shooter or any roguelike at any point, you have a leg up on it.
Yeah. But you know, I'm just gonna hit the A button, let the people spawn, kill me. Hit the A button, let the people spawn, kill me.
Listen to some movie by a minute podcast.
Excuse me? Thank you very much. I'm currently listening to More Civilized Age. Thank you.
Okay. So, one movie explained in 6 hours podcast. It's the opposite.
Yes, the exact opposite. But no, it's fine. I'm gonna just do a couple of runs, try and get that last survivor achievement that I need, and then while I'm doing chores / other activities, I'll just be hitting A. I'll be like, oh, look, okay, I'm dead. Hit A. And then turn around and walk away.
You need one of those drinking birds. Boop.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
But I did.
Why don't we have controllers with macros? I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they won't let you do it because there's a competitive scene. That's exactly
that's
true.
Which none of us are in and none of us care about. And if the competitive scene was legitimate, they would test for it.
Yeah.
Again, why do we not have controllers that allow macros?
We do. They're just expensive as hell.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, Risk of Rain 2, the sequel to Risk of Rain 1, the 3D version of the same game, essentially.
By the way, I was looking at the store page for Rogue Legacy 2 today, and the first line of that is, what if we took Rogue Legacy and mashed it up with a sequel? It's Rogue Legacy 2. And I was like, that's pretty good. that's just Risk of Rain 2. What if we took the first game and we made it 3D? Here you go.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. But no, it's... Well, I'm doing Risk of Rain 2 as blind as I possibly can. I'm treating this as if we were going to play it for We Don't Like It, which we still have to do,
right.
Which is fine.
Yep.
So I'm treating it in that way, and I'm going in as blind as possible. So me and Rob have an agreement. We do not play Risk of Rain 2 unless the other person is present.
Okay. No cheating, no wikis, no peeking. Yeah.
No peeking. I'm taking the occasional little bit of a Boston advice, which I, will feed the instruments back into the immortal machine again. I know you can loop. I don't know how to loop.
Yep, good question. No idea. I beat the game once, and I was like, that was way too difficult. Goodness.
So we had a 117-minute run.
Whoa. Oh my god. That's so long.
With 4 of us?
Wow. Yikes.
So one of the reasons it went so long is because we were doing well, everyone's like having fun, having a laugh and a joke. Nobody listens to me when I say, don't activate the teleporter, please, because I want to spend my money to get the chests, and then people are just like smash.
Great.
So you get levels, but you don't get items that are
right.
key to the Risk of Rain experience.
Right.
Rob understands this. Now, I'm not throwing any names out there, Justin, who doesn't understand it.
Rob's got the balance. He got it.
Yeah,
Rob's got to find just in case somebody else doesn't.
That's right.
And we were also playing with Micah, I want to say, who literally has never played the game before. So that was fun too.
You got the whole spectrum of experiences there.
So we're running around, we're having some fun, we're shooting some things. Mike doesn't understand that you need the items. He's also the Huntress, who is the squishiest of the characters, which is probably not great for a first time play.
You can move and shoot though, which is fun.
Yeah, that is true. But it's Risk of Rain 2. You can move and shoot with everybody in that game, dude.
Yeah, that's true. I keep thinking of the first one where you kind of have to plant and shoot.
Yeah. But we were having fun. We were having a good time, and then we got up to the magma pits equivalent. I think it is. So red rocks, lava. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. It's either a volcano or hell because it's a roguelike.
So I'm the loader.
Okay.
Rob is the bandit. Who is the bandit is so OP in this version, dude. It's ridiculous.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think the bandit might be the huntress for Risk of Rain 2.
Gotcha.
You got Justin, who's the commando, and you got Mike, who is the huntress.
Okay.
And then slowly but surely, people start dying.
Okay.
So Mike goes out, and then Justin goes out, and then Rob goes out, and we've already summoned the teleporter, so the boss has spawned.
Oh boy.
Which is an overload worm.
Okay. My least favorite of the bosses. For anyone that hasn't played it, it's essentially a worm that just jumps out of random surfaces at you, and it's on fire. And it's made out of lava.
The overload version is electric, dude.
Oh, great. An electric fireworm.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. A little bit of everything. Why not?
And I'm the loader.
Not the fastest moving character in Risk of Rain.
Or the character that has any range at all.
Right. Okay. The problems are presenting themselves.
And then someone activated 3 Call of the Mountain Shrines.
Why? Who did you what? So Call of the Mountain Shrines in this game are essentially like challenge
it's not
rooms.
Hard enough.
Yeah, it's essentially like a challenge room where it's like, this is kind of easy. I'm either gonna make it harder or like spawn difficult enemies here or like overcharge the boss or something. There's a bunch of different modifiers it can do to make the game on a short term harder rather than making the like selectable difficulty harder. That sucks.
Yeah. So what sucks even harder is there's a bunch of turrets all over the place.
Of course.
And of course it's a worm, so it's going after whatever it can hit.
Yep.
So there's me standing by the teleporter, and right on the other side of the map, there is a turret with the worm attacking it that I can't shoot because I have no range.
Right.
So I basically spent 20 minutes running over to the worm, beating it up a whole bunch and lowering it back to the teleporter, beating it up a whole bunch at the teleporter, because to power the teleporter, you have to be in the range in Risk of Rain 2, which you didn't in the first one.
Right.
And everyone's just having a chit-chat while I'm just sitting there holding the right trigger, popping out my little electric ball thing, and just slowly but surely
holding down the fort for all you ungrateful jerks. Loader holding down the fort.
Eventually, I killed the stupid thing.
Wow, nice.
And it literally just clicked in my head. You get the boss item drops in Risk of Rain 2, they spawn around the teleporter. So it's like literally...
Yeah.
You'll get one on each side of the thing. But there's 4 of us, so there's 4 spawns. 4 boss items spawn.
Well, look who is left alive. Interesting. Mr. got 4 items at once here.
It gets better, because the Call of the Mountain causes additional items to drop.
Oh, look who just got 12 items for himself. Hello.
3 Call of the Mountains, Boston. Times 4 items.
Just a field of items just for you.
It was literally in a ring around the teleporter, was just items for me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I killed the boss, I didn't even think about that. As soon as I killed the boss, I was like, I've got 12 grand. I'm going to go open some of these chests
That's right.
You idiots didn't want to open.
You guys can wait now.
I'm running around and I'm doing
a little shopping.
and then I went over to the teleporter and I was like, why is there like a bajillion items here?
Why are there 48 items here for me?
And it was like in this big circle around the teleporter. It's like, well, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that.
Take 4 of these.
Like, dude, 15 of them were hoppo feathers.
Okay.
So Boston just lost his mind. Just for those of you who don't hear him laughing. Explain to the people at home.
Icarus's wings here. Oh my god. It's the Hope of Feather it gives you a double jump, right?
Yes, it gives you an additional jump.
An additional jump. So now Moon not has one jump, he has 16 jumps he can do consecutively.
Yes.
Nowhere.
At which point I was like,
the power of gravity has no hold on me.
At which point I was like, hold on, I need to check this. So I was like, just jumping in the air higher and higher and higher without ever touching the ground.
So good.
And it's even better because the loader's special attack is based on speed, so his charge up punch does more damage if you're traveling faster.
And now you're in orbit, so
so yes, I could literally get to the sky and then fall and then charge that punch up as I'm going down.
Oh yeah.
And then release it as I go and just plow through everything.
So good.
So I get all my feathers, and then literally we're all losing our minds because I've just got like 16 things, and I activate the teleporter, we go to the next zone, and I'm like, don't worry, guys. I got the high ground covered.
Zoom!
And just all the way into the space.
If anyone wants to know why I love roguelikes, is when there's one that's so well designed like this that it allows you to break the game in kind of a fun and interesting way. That's when I think it really clicked. Where it's just like, can I pick up 15 of these? Can I do... Oh, yep, it let me do this. All right, well, I guess I'm flying forever now. Thank you.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous. Like,
it's great.
And we're all just literally sitting there giggling and losing our minds. And at that point, I had so many items that I was like, okay, on this level, I'm just going to run around with people and then just open all of the chests on the path and just keep on scooting away. Because I've got 15 jumps and 12 boss items that give me, like, deflected damage.
Follow me, my children.
Like, you know, whatever.
Oh, I love roguelikes so much.
So, you know, we had fun. We got to the final boss, and then everybody else died in 2 seconds flat, and the final boss did a one punch that literally killed me in one hit. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it sucks. That final boss sucks, man. I made it through solo on one run, and I had picked up, I think, a bunch of either armor or health on my run, or like I'd leveled up enough by that point that it didn't one-shot me, but it was really close when he got super close. And I was like, this was not... The rest of this game is really good. That final level is real bad.
Yeah, and activating the towers and everything else. Like, there's a lot you got to do to get that ship active. And then you have a time limit, like a run back to the ship and start repairing.
You have a timed escape. Yeah, it's real not great.
The only reason I know that is because I totally forgot about it until the boss killed me, everyone else is dead, whatever. So I was like, I've got time for one more run, but it needs to be a quick run.
Get it together,
like,
guys.
Not 119 minutes or whatever thing was.
I don't have a feature film length amount of time here, guys.
Yes. I'm literally Ripley in the loader, just swinging away at nothing. Like,
I got somewhere to be. Yeah,
it was ridiculous. So I was like, it has to be a quick one. So just to back out, Mike jumped out because Mike was having issues with his connection too. So me and Rob just jumped in, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be Bandit because I would like to be the Bandit again because I'm not a fan of the loader. He says, having just got to the last boss with the loader. So I chose the Bandit, and he went his new character, which was like a little Wall-E thing,
like a little robot.
Yes, he keeps going into Wall-E mode, which I think is his sprint, but he goes like super quick.
Okay.
Fires nail gun or a rebar launcher, one of the two.
Yikes. So it's like evil BB-8.
Basically, yes.
It's rolling around shooting rebar at people.
Yes. So we, which is, I think EV8 is actually what that robot is called by the fans, by the way. Just saying.
Okay.
I don't know. So we were having fun. We were messing around. We got all the way up to the last boss again because we just power walked it. We were like, no, we're going to do this smart. We're going to get the items, but also we're just going to move quickly.
Yeah.
So we did. We moved quickly. Got a whole bunch of stuff done. It did make me laugh because on like the Skyfall's boss level, like everyone was dead except for me and Rob when I was the loader. And the yoga practicing fire humans, the giant fire people yoga practicing people came in.
That string of words together actually means something, which is incredible.
To you, yes. To everybody else, no.
Yeah.
So what they do an AoE attack, which like sets the air on fire, and I'm just standing in it, swinging away at this boss, and everybody else is running away, and Mike just burst out laughing. He's like, Moon's actually healing while he's in the ring of fire.
It tickles a little.
It kills everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made it all the way through on that next run to the boss. I got a whole bunch of random challenges done. We faced the boss. We beat the boss. That's how I remember about the timed escape sequence. It was because of that second run. And I also got the challenge completed for shooting the final boss with the revolver shot on the bandit, which is one of his challenges. Which I didn't know the game did this, but it unlocked a secondary skill for that slot. Like I completed the challenge for his right bumper attack, and now because I completed that challenge, I have a second right bumper attack which I can choose for him instead.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Which might just break the game.
That's exciting.
Because it says any successive kills you get with that attack, rather than reset your cooldowns, it gives you a stackable buff which increases the damage of that attack by 10%.
Oh no. Oh now, my.
Key questions. Does that stack throughout the entire game?
Right, does it reset every level? Does it reset every X seconds? Like,
does it need to be a kill shot to count as a stack, or can you fire not kill and it keeps the stack still, so then you can then shoot again with that same
one
stack?
Shot the boss after shooting once at 10 enemies?
Exactly! Right. This is what I want to do! I want to go through the entire game and only kill people with that right bumper attack.
Right.
Get that stackable percentage to, I don't know, 5,000%. Have that last boss spawn and just go poof. And die.
The great part in most games, people are like, you can't stack it that much. And it's like, Risk of Rain is like, no, that's a possibility. Well, you could just jump into the sky as a robot. So, yeah, why not? Who knows?
Literally, I Superman landed my fist on monsters' faces. It's like, I'm fine with like anything else they want to throw my way.
You're just making me stronger.
But it was fun. It was great. I didn't realize I was going to talk about Risk of Rain 2 as long as I was. So that's all I've been playing. Let's go.
All right. Nimp, what do you have?
I don't have anything nearly as exciting as that. So, played a lot of Eiyuden Chronicles Rising this week. I did manage to actually beat the game this week.
Oh, nice.
The final boss kind of sucks.
Well, it's an RPG.
It's the first time I had to use healing items in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how much it kind of sucked. But besides that, though, before you go on to the final area, you do get the whole thing. It's like, oh, go talk to this person. So you talk to them, and in very big text, it's like, hey, this is the point of no return. Right. Do you want to continue? And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So
yeah,
I hit no, went back, finished up a couple things, saved, rested up, went back in for it. Fought the boss, beat it. Like, cool, get the credits, and now it's unlocked hard mode. Oh, cat, son of a... Sorry, cat just scratched my leg. Yeah. Anyway, beat the boss hard mode. And then now that I've beaten the boss, all these extra side quests have opened up.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And so the whole card system with the stamp, you start out with like silver, then you do gold, then you do platinum, and once you've completed platinum, that's when you get the black stamp card.
Ooh la la.
So yeah, so now I have all these extra super hard quests that I have to finish now.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and it keeps the game fresh, and you can bump the difficulty. I was playing on normal the entire time, but you can bump it up to hardcore without having to replay the game. It basically just puts you back before you fight the final boss.
Oh, that's nice.
Carry on. which is good because putting it in hardcore makes it so that when I go back into like earlier areas of the game, they're now higher level. So I get more experience, so I can keep on leveling up and getting items to level up weapons and armor. So
okay.
I think they have the loop down on this game pretty good.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Where you just pop in for like 5-10 minutes, complete some stuff, and then you just hop back out, and you're good to, you feel like you've actually done something in the game. Or you can sit there and play it for hours on end while listening to podcasts, and next thing you know, your town's all built up, and you got shops that you haven't visited yet because you haven't felt like it yet.
Right.
So, yeah, moving on from that, Moon had brought up Chorus last week.
Oh,
and I thought I knew what this game was. I mean, obviously I watched the trailer and all that stuff. So when Moon first brought this game up, I thought it was something else, a different game that I was looking for. It is not. This game was released in 2019, I think it was. Like at the end of 2019.
Last year?
I think.
Yeah. Either way, it came out either a year or 2 years ago, and I had not heard of this game at all, apparently. It is not the game that I thought it was. Yeah. Which is very surprising because I looked up a couple videos, just to check it out after we got done with the podcast, and it looked like something that was completely up my alley, and then I bought it, and it is something that is completely up my alley.
Right.
Am I right in thinking this is basically an open world space JRPG kind of thing?
Pretty much.
Oh, wow.
So your character, starting out, you're just playing in some POS ship that is fine for the beginning of the game, but you eventually find your main ship, which its name is Forsaken, and it sounds like Master Chief. It's got like that same audio, oh god, it sounds really awesome. And he's so deadpanned when the ship talks to you. It's sentient. So it's like super deadpan when it talks to you, and it's great. All it talks about is wanting to kill things. And I can fully get behind machines that want to kill things all the time.
Oh, yeah.
The first area you get into, it basically just drops you off into, hey, you're helping out this group of people. Go.
Go do the thing.
And then you open up the map, and you're like, oh, wow, this is a pretty big area.
Yeah, hold A and keep holding A for that big old scan to see all of the different stuff you can do.
Yeah, the map will randomly light up with like things that you can go to and check out, items that are just floating in space that you can pick up, people that you can help. You get all kinds of just random quests, like just escort this person or go over here and blow something up, your standard fare of stuff. But the game looks really good. It really picks up once you get your main ship back. And it's really funny because there's this... The game, in one of the reviews that I had listened to, the game is basically described as, what if Darth Vader decided to defect from the Empire after they blew up Alderaan?
Okay. Interesting.
And I can see why they say that, because in this one, once you get your main ship, you start to go to these temples to earn back these rights that your character got rid of before the game started. The first one, the being able to scan, that's your character. It's one of their rights doing it. It's not your ship doing it.
Oh, okay.
The second right that you get is the drifting that Moon was talking about, which I'll get back to later. And the third one that I've picked up now is that when you see an enemy, if you tap B, your ship just dissolves into like mist, and you just appear behind that ship.
Wild.
And it is really awesome. The funny part is listening to the way your pilot and the ship talk to each other. When you first get the ship back, they're talking about how like they have to get back in tune with each other because there's some pretty major trust issues that had happened before the start of the game. And one of the funniest things is when the game is trying to show you how to drift, they're still talking to each other and talking about how they have to get in tune. And one of the quotes I have down is, "We must attune our spirits by drifting."
I've seen that movie, I think.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moon is literally wearing a Pacific Rim shirt right now. It's great.
So, the drifting mechanic in this game works as you think it does, but the ship actually, I was noticing, the ship actually kind of like falls apart. Like pieces of it separate from the ship, and they're being held together by like a tractor beam. It looks like.
Cool.
So if you're not paying attention, it looks like your ship just kind of reforms itself so that it can do that. But when you actually look at it, you see like the wings and like the top part of your ship and like the body all separate from each other. And that's when you can do the drift, where you're continually moving in one direction, but then you can turn around and face a different direction while still moving that way, and shoot behind you and stuff like that.
That's great.
It does take a moment to get used to, especially in the trailer you were just showing where they're doing the jumping. When you're doing the drifting and jumping, it is very easy to get disoriented in where you're at in a 3D space very quickly.
Is that what this blue line is in the video we're watching? Is that the navigation line?
Just for that space?
Like yes.
Yeah, normally there isn't. There's normally just like points that you can click on to highlight for you to follow.
Okay.
Every once in a while you'll do like a scan and you're like tracking somebody and you can follow that blue line there, but it's not like an idiot line from Dead Space or anything like that.
It's like here you're in a mission, here's the mission line.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like the tutorial for the teleporting line.
Yep. But the ships that
reminds me of like Elite. Like one of the hardest things to get used to in Elite is if you're in a dogfight with somebody, is literally it's doing the Battlestar Galactica thing of you turn your ship so it's traveling backwards in the direction you were going forwards, while shooting behind you with the guns on the front of your ship while still going backwards.
Right.
Shutting off your flight assist so you can do crazy things.
BSG, it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's also really cool too because for the most part you're fighting smaller pirate ships that are about your size, but they do start to ramp it up where all of a sudden you're starting to fight like these bigger cruisers and things like that, where you actually have to go inside to blow up thermal exhaust ports so that way you can start hammering down on their shields. And meanwhile, while you're trying to get into them, they've got like all these turrets that are just lighting up the area around you, so you're trying to dodge and weave in between all that. So
that's cool.
And other times you're just floating around in space going between asteroids looking for credits or an item or a buff for you to get for your ship.
Right.
It's also got this not really leveling mechanic, but basically whenever you destroy something, there's a bar that's tracking that, and when you fill that bar, it lights up a pip, and now you start doing more damage with like your cannons or your missiles or whatever.
Right.
So there's like a whole list of crap that I don't even want to look at because I'm going to get way into the weeds with it.
That's right.
But I'm in the third area. I don't know how many areas there are, but I'm in the third one, and they're all fairly big areas that all have something to do. Couple of the missions are pretty samey. There's a couple times where you get to like your ship just flies into a bigger ship and you get to control that ship. Oh, wow. Which was really awesome because now you're the person that has the big ship that has the turrets lighting everything up in the air, and right. So yeah, I'm really liking the game. Yeah. It's also spelled, for people who don't know, on the box, and I don't know why, it's spelled CHORVS.
Yeah.
However, on their website and literally anywhere else,
the game's called
CHORUS.
Yeah, the game's called Chorus. That's just the logo.
I don't. So stupid.
Nim,
yeah.
By the way, December 3rd, 2021. I'm just saying.
Is it? Okay.
It counts.
There you go.
It counts.
There you go.
I mean, yeah. Because I don't really remember anything for this at all.
No. I saw one person talking about this, and that's it.
If I remember correctly, it's published by Koch Media, and they have not been doing a very good job at marketing anything they're putting out. So, not too surprising.
So, yeah, Chorus, go check it out. Really, really fun space game. I don't know if it's still on sale. You'll have to check it. It's not on Game Pass, but I picked it up for $19.
Yeah.
So, and I think it is a full price game. I think it is $60.
I think so.
Which is fine because I mean, like I said, it looks like it's going to be a pretty decent sized game, and it looks great. So some of the voice acting's kind of
as well. It looks like it's got a 40% off sale right now on Steam too.
Okay.
Oh wow, nice.
the next game that we played, specifically in my household, is Nintendo Switch Sports.
There we go.
How many TVs were broken this week?
None. Because, well, so like the straps that come with the Joy-Cons, one of my cats forever ago ate one of those straps. So now
I had to buy 2 new ones.
Yeah, we have to buy new ones as well. So whenever we play with the kids get the one with the strap, the adults get the one without the strap.
Right.
So this game has bowling, volleyball, tennis, badminton, the sword thing,
Chambara.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Don't worry about it.
It's okay. And soccer.
Right.
We did not play soccer 2-player because you need 4 Joy-Cons for that. One to be strapped to your leg and one for your hand.
Right.
We do have 2 straps because we bought the physical edition, which comes with a leg strap. I have my leg strap from Ring Fit.
Oh, right.
I just don't have 4 Joy-Cons.
Well, you're not made of money?
Yeah, exactly. I've got like 1 actual pro and 2 of the knockoff pros, but yeah. So throughout this week, my son and I and other family members, we've been going through and just trying out all the different ones. You can, I haven't messed with this part, my son has, but you can unlock points by playing online. I don't know if it's just online.
Yeah, like the single player mode has an online like match made version where you rank up your sport person.
Yeah, so, there's that, and then you get points to unlock like
the cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, the cosmetic things for your characters.
That currency is only available to earn online is the consistent thing I hear people complain about with this. Is the only way you can get it is online.
And they only have a selection of things every week that you can earn. It seems like unlocking the stuff is fairly easy to do. They're not like open the loot box. You know, it's essentially like here's 10 things you're gonna unlock this week. You play maybe 2 matches, you're gonna be able to unlock one of them. You play for a little bit, you got all the hats and shirts and hairstyles.
My son has unlocked a ton of stuff, and then I guess this ninja set just came out like Friday or something, so he's super geeked to try to get all that. But anyway, so there is that aspect as well. Playing it in 2-player mode, we played pretty much everything except for tennis after a while.
Yeah.
Tennis and badminton are basically the same thing with rackets.
Yeah.
They're not. I'm being facetious. But anyway, so when playing badminton, your character kind of moves by itself to position itself, and then all you really have to do is just swing. That's all you kind of have to worry about. You do have some control where you can tell that your character to move to the left side or the right side of the court, but you're not consistently moving your character. It's pretty much all controlled by the game.
Right.
We are still figuring out. There are ways that you can hit. What do you want to call that? The ball, the badminton, whatever that thing is called.
Oh yeah.
Wait, are you specifically talking about the thing used in badminton?
Yeah, the thing that
the
sounds
rubber thing with the feathers.
Yeah, the thing that sounds way dirtier than.
It's called a shuttlecock.
Thank you.
You Philistines.
Mark this episode vetoing that title.
Yeah, I guess I'll go home. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as you're hitting the shuttlecock, there are different ways that you can swing at it, and then it has a trail of light that follows it.
Yeah.
If you hit it normally, it just has like a blue trail. Every once in a while, we've found that if you hit it a certain way, it has like this yellow trail.
Mm-hmm.
If you kind of like ding it, it has like this dotted trail that comes after it, which means that you can bash it really hard, and then you get like this ultraviolet trail.
Yeah, you get like the cool pink purple trail.
Yeah, like
where it's like
slam down thing. Yeah, we have not figured out how to consistently pull all those off. On top of the fact that you can apparently dive to make a hit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, you dive or your character dives?
The character dives. No one's diving in this household. But
and you call yourself soccer players? What do you think you are?
No. But when you do the dive, it leaves your character open because your character doesn't immediately get back up. So like if my son, who was doing it the most, was diving, it would go over the net, and then I could just slam that thing back down onto his side.
Right, and he's like
and
on
he
his
couldn't
belly
do
on the
anything,
ground.
yeah, he was just laying there taking a nap.
Right.
We could not consistently figure out the diving, which was starting to annoy my son, because in one game, every time he would hit the thing, he would dive, and then I would just get a point because he couldn't get back up.
Right.
And I think the entire time we played it, I may have dived once. So we're not entirely sure what's going on with that.
Right.
But then we were testing out the swinging and stuff, trying to figure out, okay, do I have to swing at its apex so that way I can get the golden trail that makes it travel faster? What, how do we, is it a last minute swing where we get the dotted one where you can just like slam it back?
Right. Do you make contact when it makes contact? Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know. Science is still out on that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're having a lot of fun with that one, just checking it out. The reason we don't play tennis anymore is because in badminton, like I was saying, you don't control your character that much. In tennis, however, they don't move as much as they do in badminton.
Right.
But you have two characters. You're controlling. You have a character up against the net, and then you have your character also towards the back.
Yeah.
Assuming that you're not playing on the same team with each other if you're playing against each other. So what happens is when the ball comes over to you, if you swing and it's close to the person on your end, the person who's closest to the net, that person will swing at the ball.
Yeah, because it's closer to them than the person in back.
Or if it got past them and comes to you, the last person, that character will swing when you swing.
Right.
So that kind of takes a little bit of getting used to. Usually I wasn't using the person that was up on the net because about the time I figured out that the ball was coming my way, it was already past them anyway.
Yeah.
The other issue that that I was finding, and that he was kind of finding too, was that swinging is really weird in the tennis version. Okay. In badminton, if you swung to the left, the ball wasn't necessarily going to the left. In tennis, if you swing to the left, the ball is going to go to the left. That's fine.
Sure.
But then we were having consistency issues where it's like I'm hitting the ball, to the right, and the ball went left. Okay. Or I'm swinging and the ball just bounces right by my character. And you can see like the ball making contact with the racket, but for some reason the hitbox wasn't there or whatever, and it just goes right through the racket.
Ghost ball.
Yeah. Then there's also the issue of your character not being close enough to one side or the other to even try to swing at the ball. So like I would try to get them to move to the right. They would kind of start to meander that way, and then the ball's already passed.
Yeah,
and
it feels a little awkward at the beginning for sure.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
We have not tried doing it where we are both on the same team yet.
Okay.
That'll probably make some difference, but we were just trying to test out with the whole swinging, trying to figure out, okay, what's the consistency here? What about with the characters? We also found out that you can dive with the characters in this one, but they get up a lot faster than they do in badminton. So that's a saving grace.
Yeah.
We then moved on to volleyball. This one we can't figure out the timing for it at all.
Oh my god, it's so I genuinely I've tried it a bunch of times. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have gone so far as to not swing my Joy-Con when the ball hits my character, and my character will still hit the ball, and I just get a thing that says too early.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean too early? I didn't even attempt.
I didn't do anything. Yeah, I'm like my hands up in the air, and the game's like, you need to get up there for a block. I'm like, I don't. What am I doing up here?
And so yeah, and figuring that stuff out. So apparently it's time based. We can't seem to figure out the timing on any of it. But basically, they do the whole set hit back kind of thing. There's always two people on both sides, no matter what. The AI is kind of useless.
Yeah.
There are several times where my son has hit the ball on my side, and the AI is just standing there, and the ball hits the ground.
Okay.
But anyway, so when you go to serve, you just fling the Joy-Con up.
Yep.
And your character goes the serve motion, ball goes over the net, ball comes back over. They do the thing with the set where they set it up into the air, and then the other character jumps up, tries to slam it down. you are the AI depending on who's up against the net, because you'll constantly switch back and forth throughout the game, or actually throughout, a match. You can jump up to try to block the ball coming back over. I've only had that happen once.
Yeah.
Every other time, somehow you'll see the ball go right through your hands and just go in some random direction, and then
it's frustratingly inconsistent.
Yeah, it's really odd. But I mean, it's still fun. That is another one where you can dive for it. You do not get up as fast. But I mean, it's consistent enough that we just, oh, look at that, you hit that really hard. Nice.
Yeah. Good job.
So far with all 3 of these net games, I think I have only hit the net once.
Okay. Yeah, it tries to go out of its way to not have you do that.
Yeah, and we were both super confused on how that happened, because I hit that thing really hard. And it had a nice thwack to it, and it still didn't make it, but whatever. Chambara, the sword fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
They've got like the whole thing where you can choose like 3 different styles. There's single, charged, and dual wielding.
Yeah.
We figured out how to block, and I think it's holding down either RZ or LZ, the bottom trigger on your Joy-Con, and your character will hold the sword in front of them, and it will glow, and then you can kind of move it around. What I want you guys to picture is every time that we start a match, we both hold down the block button, so that way the sword's right there in front of our face, right? Like we're doing a salute, and then it goes full on nerd there, where we're both just moving that Joy-Con back and forth.
That's right.
Just making it as dumb as possible and as difficult as possible to get a hit, because if you block when somebody hits, they get stunned and then you can hit them.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and you'll see like the replay things of like both of our characters just like going back and forth with our swords, just swinging in front of our faces, and then one of us gets a lucky hit in, and that's just on the replay, and it is the dumbest, silliest looking thing ever.
I love it.
So you secretly found the sequel to Samba de Amigo, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Pretty much, man.
Yeah. Man.
I'm sure any of our neighbors that have walked past the front of our house and looked through the windows and see my son and I just wildly swinging our arms is like, what the hell are they doing?
Right.
And then the last thing out of all of that is bowling.
Yep.
Bowling is still pretty good.
Yep.
The only issue that we've consistently had is the release for some reason. It is not registering when we release, and I don't know why.
Every once in a while, you'll do the perfect move, and your character will, like, wind up and go to release the ball, and we'll just drop it at their feet. And it's like, why?
We don't even get that. Like, we literally, it was mostly me, and I don't know why, but it was to the point that the ball would be halfway down the lane, and then I would get the pop-up saying, hey, you let go too early. It's like, no, I didn't. No, it's halfway down the lane.
It's going.
Yeah. So then I have to reset and do it again. And at first I thought it was because I was doing it with the left Joy-Con. I'm right-handed. So I was like, okay, maybe there's a disconnect there. No,
it's just
I know how to swing with both arms. It's fine.
Right.
So then I was thinking, okay, maybe it's a height issue. Maybe, I'm not getting, because usually I was letting go at about chest height, completing the swing. So I was like, all right, let's go head height and release.
Right.
At that point, you're literally throwing it down the lane.
Right.
And it's still yelling at you that, no, you're releasing too early. And it's like,
yeah.
If I release any later, I'm going to throw that thing straight up in the air, and it's just going to come right back down.
It's so frustrating, because it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure if you went to go play it tomorrow, it would work 100% fine. And like every once in a while, it just seems like there's a gremlin in the gyro controls that just are not going to work for whatever reason.
It was bad enough that my wife was trying to play it yesterday, and she was yelling at me from the other side of the house. What am I doing wrong? And I'm like, is
it bowling?
And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm having the same issues. But when that is not an issue, it still feels as good as it was back on the Wii.
Yep.
We also played, there's special bowling, where it's basically where it's basically an obstacle course on the lane.
It's real
which is
fun.
Really cool. there's a couple things that'll happen. Either you'll get a set where there's no gutter, but like the lane is bowed, it's concave.
Yeah.
So then you have to try to like get your ball to like, pendulum back and forth to try to get that strike or whatever, or try to get that spare. You'll have other ones where part of the lane is moving from left to right, and it's like super slow. So I'm assuming if we turned up the difficulty, that thing would be zipping back and forth enough to throw you off. But right now, I was telling my son, I was like, is that thing even moving? I can't even see it. There is another version of that where it's also a ramp instead of it being flat.
Right.
Excuse me. So it's a moving ramp back and forth. Then you've got it where there's like hills and valleys in the lane, which is all really fun, and it's pretty enjoyable. It was pretty fun. It's no, try to knock over 100 bowling balls with bumpers up, but
right.
But yeah, so far it's been really enjoyable. What is it? They said that they were going to release a couple more things coming up later on this year.
Golf is the next one that's coming out.
My son is super excited for.
Yeah, that should be fun.
But for right now, for what you're getting, I mean, it's pretty enjoyable. There's still some things that they have to iron out a little bit. And I can't tell if that's the game or if that's the Joy-Cons, just because we've had so many Joy-Con issues since the Switch has come out.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you which it is, but either way, if you're looking for just another sports replacement, this is pretty good.
It's a good time.
Yeah. My last game that I have for this week is Blacksmith of the Sand Kingdom.
Oh, I've been keeping an eye on this.
Yeah, the nerdiest of nerdiest JRPGs.
It's a JRPG for a metalhead, which is you to a T.
Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of which, I actually bought the limited run version that came with the soundtrack, so I'm super pleased with that.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. This is basically Atelier, where you are making things, and that's the name of the game. No.
Right.
So when you start out, the story is that the main character's father has passed away. They were a court blacksmith. So now that your father has passed away, you are taking over the blacksmith. You know absolutely nothing about blacksmithing because you didn't care. You wanted to be an adventurer.
Right.
Then you found out that, hey, in order to blacksmith, I need materials. In order to get materials, I have to go out into dungeons and adventure so I can become an adventurer and a blacksmith, and it works out.
Mm-hmm.
You then get introduced to the fact that your house has a brownie, which is a type of fairy that helps out. Which your character is super annoyed that he's never seen this thing before. But pretty much when you're not in the dungeon, it's all menu based. You select an icon for like the workshop, then you go into the workshop, you select crafting, you look at the things that you can craft, see what items you need.
Got your materials, you got your bars.
Yep.
Making your stuff.
Lots of bars. Oh my god, the bars.
Yeah.
So in order to craft things, you obviously have to go into the dungeon. You can only go into the dungeon once a day, or once in-game day. And that is where you can walk around freely in the dungeon, attack. You get to select, what is it, 5? Yeah, looking at the trailer. 5 characters, not including, your main character. You get to pick their classes. My main character is a fighter. I have an archer, a black mage, a thief, and a priest.
Okay. One of everyone.
Yeah, I just figured to keep it all the same. You could do all 5 black mages if you wanted to. We all know that's a poor idea unless you're wanting a real bad challenge.
Right.
But you could do it. At this point, I've unlocked 2 more classes. I have a monk class and I have a hunter. So you can add subclasses to your classes. So now my thief also has a subclass of a monk, and my archer has a subclass of a hunter.
Okay.
So, and you get different skills and stuff that you can swap out, different weapon types, all of that. The main draw for me for this game is not only the crafting, but you also have a shop. That
exciting.
All of your extra stuff that you craft, you can sell to make money.
Yeah.
And I am at the point where money is not an issue, and I've only played this game for 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's also you.
Yeah. But I just thought reading up on this that it was really cool that you're not buying equipment for your characters. You're making equipment for your characters, so that way you can go into the dungeons, so that way you can get more materials, and then all the extra stuff that you make, you can turn around and sell in your shop.
Right.
With the bars and stuff that I was talking about, there's literally so many things going on where there's like, hey, if you sell this certain amount of, you earn this much in sales, you complete this quest, you have this many happy customers, your shop levels up.
Oh, okay.
So that you can sell more stuff, which then you can upgrade the shelves, so that way it looks better. You can put better things on the shelves, and then you can upgrade your pricing cards, so that way you can, like right now I can only change, I can only change it by 10%, either upcharge or downcharge for items. But if you upgrade the pricing card, you can change that so that you can upcharge by 20%, and so on and so forth. And storefront bars, and hey, you sold 100 katanas, here's some items because you filled this bar. And I'm not kidding, man, there's like so much crap going on that I didn't know how to really write notes on.
Yeah, that all sounds
so
real
many
good
systems
though.
within systems. Yeah, I mean, and it kind of, out the gate you can do any of it right then and there, but it doesn't throw it all in your face. So you can take your time. Where there's also the whole thing where with item proficiency, there's two ways to increase proficiency of an item. You can either craft it until you get it to 100%, which by that you just keep crafting that same item until the proficiency of you crafting it is 100%.
Right.
Or you equip that item on your character, and whenever your character uses that item, it increases that proficiency.
Gotcha.
What that proficiency means, so far it adds a plus at the end of the name, and that's all I know. And it sells a little bit more. Yeah, exactly. I'm assuming it increases stats, but that's
now
the
it's
other
a
thing
small
too.
dagger plus. Ooh.
Exactly. But the other thing too is that it also changes everything. So if your character, like if you made 10 of those small daggers and your thief already had a small dagger equipped, once you get the proficiency up to 100%, it adds it to small dagger plus, but then all of the daggers that you had are now plus, including the one that your thief had equipped.
Oh,
so
that's
it's not
nice.
just from now on I'm making a small dagger plus, it's everything's a plus now.
That's cool.
You backdated your upgrades.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also the whole thing with modifying stuff, which is when you can put orbs into weapons or armor and items, so that way you can increase like damage, HP, or defense, or all this stuff. And this is when you start getting into the weird Disgaea things of stat mid-maxing and all that. But then there's also the Adventure Guild. Well, they will give you like quests where it's like, hey, we need 10 pots and pans. Okay,
I can do that.
And then yeah, exactly. And then you make your 10 pots and pans, and now you can make copper pots and pans. And guess what? Now they have a quest for making 10 copper pots and pans.
Oh, okay.
The best part about that is you don't have to keep track of the quest in your mind of I need to make like 10 of these copper pans or whatever. When you go into your crafting menu, there will be like a little scroll and a number next to that scroll letting you know, hey, you need 10 of these for something, or you need 5 of these for something.
Right. It doesn't matter what it is, you just got to make 5 of these things.
Yeah, you may not remember what quest it's related to. You just know to complete something, you need this much.
That's really smart. I know people out there are probably saying like, wow, that sounds incredible. It's like, yes, it does. A lot of RPGs are just like, you better write this down in a physical something. We're not going to tell you.
But in my messed up head, I'm also fine with that too. I don't know why. That's what Excel's for.
That's right.
So yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of this because this just came in for me yesterday, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's on everything. I know it's on Steam. It's on PlayStation 4 and 5. I'm not 100% about Switch or Xbox.
Yeah, I think it came out for almost everything, if I remember.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, it's just another fun shut my brain off and just keep making things until something happens.
Yep.
And then continue on from there. Yeah. I'm currently at the point now where I've hit a dungeon area that's a little tougher than normal, because I have to fight a what do they call it? A mineral mimic, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a rock that's a mimic. And that thing has super high defense, and I can't hit it for anything.
Right.
So I had to restart a save because that thing wiped the floor with me, and now I'm upgrading my equipment so I can try to take this on.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a really fun, shut your brain off, gather materials and build stuff. Which, if you could tell by, I don't know, me liking Eiyuden Chronicles or me liking Dark Cloud or White Knight Chronicles or, anything that involves any kind of crafting and building a village, I'm there for it. So.
Yeah, it looks like this came out on PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Series consoles, and in some regions there might be a mobile version coming out, but it looks like that might just be Japan. Okay. So if you got it, it appears to be on there.
Yeah. So... yeah, it's just a real fun, just shut your brain off and enjoy the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
Which I am really liking that we have a ton of these this year.
Yeah.
Where the only game that I've had to sit down and thoroughly strategize is Elden Ring. And to be honest, that's kind of all I really need right now. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I've been playing this week.
Just a couple quick little things. I didn't have a lot of time this week. Finally finished up the season pass, whatever they call it in Fortnite. Unlocked Doctor Strange, which is a skin I will never use because it looks weird. This season has largely
does
been...
it look weird, or does it look strange?
This season has largely been okay. This is Chapter 3, Season 2. Seems like this season is focusing a lot on the storyline, which I don't care about. And they're bringing a lot of what appear to be fan favorite weapons and items out of the vault, which I also don't care about. So a lot of the season is me just playing a lot of Zero build and just having a blast. So yay, Fortnite Zero build. You continue to be real good. I appreciate it. Destiny 2's season is finishing up here. The brand new one launches on Tuesday. So the Guardian Games is closing here, which is like the yearly competition between the 3 different classes. That went fine. The Destiny community found a way to cheese it like they always do and ruined the event, which is
as always.
Yeah, which is normal and disappointing.
My son doesn't know about that. Don't tell him.
They have removed most of it, so they moved pretty quickly on that.
It's funny because he keeps me updated, and I had to tell him, I was like, hey, when I say I don't care, it's not that I don't care about you playing it and you enjoying it.
Right.
I don't care what's going on in the game.
Yeah.
I am completely happy that you are enjoying
the minutia
right
is
now.
not interesting.
But and hey, if you're happy that your warlocks are winning, I'm happy for you. But I don't need a breakdown.
Yeah. This season went by really well. Usually seasons that launch alongside of an expansion are typically pretty weak because all the development focus goes to the expansion, which makes sense. But this season turned out pretty nicely, continued the story in some pretty interesting ways, and Bungie's trying something different from a marketing standpoint for the next season, Season 17, where they're not showing anything. They're saying, like, there's a new season, there's going to be a new dungeon, and there's some more inside baseball stuff that I'm not going to get into, and they're going to redo one of the other elemental classes. So Solar or Arc will get redone like Void just did. But other than that, they're not showing anything, which is kind of refreshing, which is nice. But Destiny 2, still great. The season wrapped up in kind of an interesting way. I'm in the minority here, but I really like that they only had 4 weeks worth of story. It wasn't something that you're logging back in for 2.5 months to do. You get 4 weeks of story, or if you are playing after the 4 weeks is over, you just kind of do it all at once, and then you're good. And everything was done. So I appreciate that. That gives people like me the opportunity to play a lot of other things as opposed to just kind of being married to the one thing. Also really happy with whatever Skype is doing this week for video on my compatriots and Skype.
Oh, that's all of us. Don't worry.
So dumb. My last one is Division 2. I'm still checking out some of the title update 15 stuff. The So they have, like, every week or every 2 weeks during the season, they have an event. And a lot of them are things that kind of change the gameplay. Like, one of the ones that I like that seemingly nobody likes is the polarity event, where one of your weapons is, like, positive polarity, one of them is negative. You have to shoot the enemy with the opposite polarity. So it's kind of fun that you're switching weapons during your encounter to say, oh, this one's positive, I gotta switch to the other one. Oh, that one's, oh, these ones are negative, I gotta switch to the other one. It's something a little bit fun where it's not, doesn't make it impossible, but it's just kind of a neat thing. The event that's going on right now is what they call a league. It's essentially, you have 6 challenges that have 10 medals associated with each one of them. And for every 7 or 8 medals you get, I think, you get a reward. And rewards are essentially caches. They're just chests they give you, essentially. So it'd be like, oh, here's a crafting one. It has 10 of every crafting item. Or when you get to the end, it's an exotic chest. It guaranteed to have one of the exotics from the game in it. And I never really competed. It's not a competition. I never really did these leagues because 4 out of the 6 challenges are... 2 of the challenges are like, take out elite true sons. So it's like yellow bar enemies for one of the factions. And the other one is like enemies that you have made bleed. And it's like, there's like every 50 enemies you get a medal. I don't play enough to make any progress in those. So I thought this time, why not do the other 4 ones are time trials. So it's essentially go through this mission on this difficulty, and at these times, you get X number of medals. And I was like, man, finishing this mission on hard difficulty in under 12 minutes? That sounds like something that I'm probably not going to do. These missions seem longer and more difficult than that. So I said, I'm just going to try it. I've never done it. Let's just give it a shot. The very first one I did, the goal for like the complete thing was 12 minutes. I did it in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe cool. I can do this. All right, sure.
Maybe it's not as hard as I thought it would be.
Yeah. Was that man?
Maybe you can shave 30 seconds off. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I was like, all right, I could probably get a little bit more hustle going and maybe do a little bit less looting, because most of the loot I'm going to pick up is not going to upgrade my character anyway. Yeah. So, like, they're good rolls, but I've like lucked myself into pretty solid rolls for most of my stuff. And I was like, all right, well, let me try some of these other ones, because 3 of them are hard difficulty and 1 of them is challenging, which is the difficulty right above hard. So I like blow through the other 2 hard ones with largely the same results. I'm like a little bit over that last. So instead of getting 10 medals, I get 9. I'm like, all right, I'm doing okay. I'm completing one of these, and I'm like, I'm opening up a chest. I completed 2 of them. I've got 2 chests open. So I do all 3 of the hard ones, and all of those go around that same experience. And I'm like, all right, I usually don't play on challenging because I only run solo. Let's try this one. And it's one of the longer missions with kind of a difficult end fight, where you're fighting against a bunch of stuff in this really large open area. And it wanted you to do it in 20 minutes. And I'm like, ugh, 20 minutes. All right, well, on a harder difficulty, I've got a pretty solid build going on for myself now. Let's give it a shot. I clear it in like 15 minutes and 3 seconds. I was just like, wow. All right, I got a pretty good build going here. So, but the nice part is, I didn't realize that they had more. It's essentially a 2-week challenge, like a event, the league. So we're finishing up the first week now, and I have unlocked more than half of the rewards. So I only need to do a little bit next week to get all the rest of the rewards. I'm like, all right, I could see myself logging in maybe once a week, playing for maybe an hour or 2, kind of knocking out some of the stuff, getting some exotics, getting another like dangly bit for my backpack, and kind of moving on. So I'm happy I tried that out. Happy Division 2 is doing pretty well. Boy, if you're on the PC, this update is crashing like crazy. It's a real bummer. It's super disappointing.
I also figured out why nobody likes Polarity except for you.
Why's that?
Because the Division 2 has got a big Juggalo audience.
I see. Thank you. That's layers upon layers of jokes there.
I have heard so much about magnets in the last week, and I do not know what the hell is going on with the world this past week.
Well,
that has been referenced so many times in my life.
Neither does Shaggy 2 Dope. So.
I think I just need to reevaluate what is happening in this world.
Reevaluate my life. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like I didn't have a ton of time this week, so I'm kind of wrapping up a bunch of stuff in the various live service games I kind of check in and out of. But that's all I played this week, so let's take a break.
Yep.
Oh boy. What time is it? Running out of time.
It is 7:06.
Yeah.
Locally. EST.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Are you guys ready to wrap this thing up?
Uh-huh.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of May 23rd, 2022. Hard Space Shipbreaker comes out on PC. This comes out of early access. You've probably seen this around. This is the kind of first-person exploration game where you're taking apart and dismantling spaceships, and it has looked really cool. It has gotten really great reviews. Louise is getting great reviews at the Cat Show right here as well. Great form. Good job. It looks like a cool thing. It seems like they've added a whole ton of stuff as it's been out in early access. And looking at their Steam page, it looks like they finished the story. So now that all of that is done and they've kind of squashed all the bugs, releasing that out in early access.
I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I've almost wanted to pick it up. Someone was talking about how they were cutting a ship and accidentally squashed themselves.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It sounds a lot of like, oh, I cut the line of the reactor. No.
Yeah. Or like you can cut the line of like an exhaust system, and if that exhaust is still attached to a piece of the ship, it will start ejecting exhaust and then send that piece of the ship hurtling towards you at lethal speeds.
It just sounds like it could be either thoroughly relaxing or chaos incarnate all at the same time.
Right. Yeah. It sounds really great. I'm excited to see if it's going to come out on consoles, because I'm sort of hoping that now that it's out of early access and it's hit 1.0 that they're going to start talking about porting it to other stuff. Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds comes out on PC, iOS, and Android. Gotcha warning.
I was gonna say, is this a gotcha? It's gotta be.
It sure is. So keep that in mind. It looks cool. It looks like it runs well on stuff. It's a gotcha game. Don't expect a lot of people. These sweet babies out on the internet. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, it's a Ni no Kuni. They're just porting the first game to iOS and Android." No.
Yeah.
You have to assume it's going to be a gotcha game. And be pleasantly surprised if it isn't.
Yeah, it's another gotcha game that this time next year will probably be shut down, if not 100%. Earlier.
Yep. Boy, sure, the population is really not... It's not making sense in our Excel spreadsheet, so thanks for our dedicated fans for the last 9 months. Bye. So, yeah. You already know what this is. Roller Champions comes out on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. This is Ubisoft's free-to-play 2v2 roller skating volleyball Rocket League thing that they announced what feels like 15 years ago, and then said, oh, it's not out anytime soon. And we went, cool. Thanks for announcing it too early again.
Yeah.
Impressions seem pretty solid from the alphas and betas they've done on this, but I feel really badly for any multiplayer games that are releasing lately, because myself included, everybody's looking at them being like, yeah, that looks cool, but I'm already playing 2 or 3 of them, and I have stopped playing 6 of them, so I'm not going to pick this thing up.
Well, and that's the problem, is that they haven't, everyone's still rushing after what was popular last year or the year before. So yeah, it's just another one of those. It was released, and everyone's like, I've got, like you said, 5 or 6 of these that I'm already playing.
I'm already playing Among Us. I don't need
this
First
one
Class
isn't
Trouble.
doing anything different. I don't need to play it.
Right. Yeah, it's a bummer. Sniper Elite 5 comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, and PC. You have probably seen GIFs of one of these games on somewhere at some point.
100%.
It's another one of those in like the best ways.
It's a sandbox game of you just creating chaos, and I loved, what was it, 4? I think it was, that I played forever ago.
Yeah, I think you guys
God,
played
was that
4.
stupid fun.
Yeah.
I
3
think,
maybe?
don't hold me to this, but I'm pretty sure that this is also Game Pass Day and Date, by the way.
Oh, okay. I hadn't seen that. That would be great. Our last game here is Pac-Man Museum Plus. Comes out on Xbox One, Series consoles, PS4, Switch, and PC. It has something like 16 Pac-Man games in them, including, was that Pac-Man 256? Was that mobile one that they released? So it's kind of got all of them. I like a couple of Pac-Man games here and there, but this is a lot of Pac-Man all in one package. So I don't know. This looks kind of neat, but I'm hoping it's priced the right way.
What makes it plus? Is it because they already released a museum version a couple of systems ago? Or?
After Disney Plus hit off, everything has a plus.
It's
on
just
the end
plus
of it.
now.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Sniper Elite 5 is confirmed Game Pass May 26th.
Let's go.
Man.
Good stuff.
It's going to be stupid fun.
Yeah. Tune in next week for Sniper Elite 5. All right, let's move on to news stories here. Fall Guys goes free to play next month, which is the thing that I forgot it was not free to play already, but launching June 21st on Xbox, Switch, and Epic Game Store on that day. Will go completely free to play. PS5 version is also going to get upgraded with some performance enhancements, which I have not played in a while, so I'm not sure if that's in a rough spot or not at the moment. But if you already bought the game before it launched to free to play, you'll get a reward pack of skins. It's kind of like the greatest hits of skins they've put out. The great benefit here, though, full cross-platform play and cross-progression across all platforms. Thank you. Huge kudos to you for doing the two things that I hope all multiplayer games do at this point, especially free-to-play ones, is let me hop between platforms, which is great.
Hey, AKA, thank you for dealing with Sony.
Yeah. So if you haven't played Fall Guys at this point, I still wholeheartedly recommend it. There's, I don't know.
As someone who has not, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and with every season that they've had before, they've added like 4 or 5 levels each season. I think they're on like season 7 or 8 now. There's a ton of levels in this game now, and there's just they're upgrading the season pass. Before it was 40 levels, now it's going to be 100 for every season. I'm assuming there will be, like all these free-to-play games, will be like a $10 premium season pass, something like that. So yeah, I go play Fall Guys. It's really great. It is still really great. And all the stuff they've been adding to it has been fantastic. And it's great. I wholeheartedly recommend it. Last news story we have here, PS1 Classic version of Siphon Filter to come with trophies. This is the upcoming PS4 and PS5. The whole confusing PlayStation Plus thing. I was going to talk about it in news stories this week. I can't make hide or hair of it. Sony put out a list of like, here's everything coming to the new PlayStation Plus. Man, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
It's just like pre-orders again, where it's like,
Right.
if you want this one, you need to go to Best Buy to get your
Right.
PlayStation Plus pre-order.
You got to get the Plus Platinum tier to get the PS2 emulated, upgraded. Yeah, it's a lot.
The thing that I was kind of talking about in Discord briefly was that for this just being them consolidating everything to an easier form for everyone to understand, they are screwing this up horribly, and they are still not understanding why everyone thinks that this is a completely different service, because they keep talking about it like it's a completely different service.
They keep pulling a Sony, and they can't help themselves, where it's like, hey, if you have PlayStation Plus now, you get all of this stuff. And like they should be selling it as new benefits for your PlayStation Plus, but they're not. They're like, brand new PlayStation Plus. It's like, no, just stop. That doesn't make sense to anybody. So they're like, yeah, look at all these free PS4 games that are coming out. It's like, yeah, but okay, like technically yes, but you gotta say which tier you have to have. Right. It's like Demon's Souls on PS5 on PS Plus. It's like, but not really.
Like, it's the PS3 version of Demon Souls, not
right. Yeah, and it's
re-release.
just like, So this is Sony Bend tweeted about this week, confirming the trophy support, and I thought this was interesting because we talked about this early last year, where Sony filed for the patent for this to happen in the PlayStation emulator, and now we're finally seeing it come out and release as essentially their patent was activities that happen in the emulator can then trigger trophies externally. So like you're getting a PS5 trophy for lasering somebody in the butt in Siphon Filter and setting them on fire.
No. There we go. I was going to say, that's the trophy you're looking
at. That has to be a trophy.
And it's a silver trophy that says, it's electric, with an exclamation mark, and then you're like, yeah, let's set them on fire. What's that, Moon?
That's all I ever did in that game.
Yeah.
I don't even think I used other guns unless I had to.
I think Moon's on mute.
No, he's just not.
Fun.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
That's all he had.
Okay. All right. I'm running out of time here, so we're going to Nick R sent us an email this week. I'm going to save that for next week. Appreciate Nick for sending that over. That's our episode. Visit us at tvgp.tv. Find and follow us everywhere on the right-hand side of the page. Check out the Discord server. We have a great community. One might say the best community on the internet. Check out the YouTube channel. There were a couple of visual jokes here this week. Don't forget to check us, patreon.com/E1M1. Moon can't hear us out of his headphones right now, so I will say the ones are numbers. Talked about the benefits that you get at the beginning, all the great stuff. If you want to see where all your hard-earned money goes, I have all the stuff there on the page for all the budgeting and the whatnot. And if you can't support us financially, totally understand. Times are tight. Times they be tight. You can help us. The biggest way to help us and anyone else that you enjoy or listen to or watch or whatever, tell your friends, share on social media, rate us 5 stars wherever you listen. All of that stuff genuinely helps a ton. And we really appreciate any level of support that you're able to give us. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
I'm Moonpair. Goodbye. I should just put in the AOL sign off. Goodbye. Do we have a Moon again?
We do.
Okay.
Did Skype go crazy again?
No, my headphones went crazy.
Ah, okay. I see. All right, Nimp. Titles, if you please. Kevin,
yes,
help us.
Sir. I have Bat Packs, wrestling, anime, and video games.
The Holy Trinity.
That's the SEO that you need.
That's right.
Pinpoint pitching.
Okay.
I drowned all those. Just in case.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
It's either
Wink.
Yeah. It's either a volcano or hell.
That's right.
And EV8.
Moon, what do you have?
I've got the high ground. EV8, Superman landed my fist in a monster's face, probably too long. Yoga practicing fire humans. Time is relative. Attune our spirits by drifting. No one's diving in this household. JRPG for a metalhead. Gremlins in the gyro, and does it look strange?
I have hemming and hawing about anime dudes. Ring around the teleporter. Evil BB-8. Science is still out. Backpacks and EV-8.
Yeah, like Pharaoh has like 10 in chat.
Yeah, I've written a bunch of hers down as we're going too. We have a lot of really good ones this week. Does anyone feel really strongly about one or another? EV8 showed up on, I think, all three of ours.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the strongest.
No. I feel like if we would go for one, Evil BB-8 would be a little bit stronger, but I don't think it's on the short list.
Yeah. I really like Yoga Practicing Fire Humans and Attune Our Spirits by Drifting.
I like that one a lot.
200. That's the dumbest. I had to look up a YouTube video to make sure I heard them correctly.
Right. You're doing the what now?
Yeah.
I'm going to write that one down. I'm going to put check mark next to Attune Our Spirits by Drifting. Because that's just... It's a wonderfully cursed set of words.
I got one, but I need to check my phraseology here.
Mm-hmm. IMDb quotes page.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys want to do that one? It sounds like that's kind of our front runner. Let me circle it.
Oh, wait, what the hell is going on with my headset, dude? Make your mind up.
Are you already out again?
I was out and now I'm back. I don't know. Okay, apparently I can't open
back, baby.
anything else.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
That's what you have a phone for.
True, but I don't want audio coming out over this into this. I'll go. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 761 from May 23rd, 2022. Attune Our Spirits by Drifting.
Don't chase it. You just gotta feel it.
Luke, pull the e-brake.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, watching and listening. Super appreciate it every week, and we hope we'll see you next week. Bye.